Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute, and I'm so happy to have this young lady back with me. She's a comedian, an actress, a content creator. Jaclyn Passaro is here. Jaclyn, thanks so much for coming back on the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I
you for having.
mean, I have fallen in love with you. I was in love with you before, but now I'm really in love with you.
Oh, that's so nice.
You are a wonderful, wonderful young lady.
Oh, thank you.
Let's start now. For people that didn't see the first time, you're in California, right?
Yes.
Okay. But you were not born and raised in California.
No, I was not.
Okay. New York, right?
Correct. I was born in New York and then my family moved to Arizona when I was 11.
Yeah. And you spent most of your time in Arizona.
Yes.
Okay. Now, since you were here last, a lot has happened.
Yes.
And I could not be happier for you.
Oh, thank you.
Tell the people what happened to you since we got together.
So I remember us talking about YouTube and you giving me some tips, and you're like, just post some shorts, like just be consistent, have
You
fun.
laughed at me, Jaclyn. You
So
laughed at me. If you
I,
didn't watch it back, you laughed at me. I
I
said, I'll,
did.
I said, I'll try and help you on YouTube, and you laughed at me.
I did, yes,
You
because
did too.
YouTube, I always felt like possible. Like I had tried in the past to like succeed on YouTube and I got so frustrated and just gave up.
Right, right,
But but you told me to start just posting some shorts, like being consistent with shorts.
right.
And another friend gave me a tip about like responding to shorts. So I started to do that, and then I started to live stream. The combination of the shorts and live streaming has helped me get monetized. I'm having a lot of fun live streaming. I do it in characters, and these people, I get a lot of trolls, but I troll them back. So it's like people enjoy watching me troll my trolls.
Yeah. Well, and
So
there's so
I
much to
like
touch.
trolls, like most people kick them out. If they're getting really ridiculous, I'll kick them
Right.
out. But for the most part, I don't kick them out. And I've actually turned some trolls into like supporters.
Fans. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually, I've jumped on a few times, and I'm just amazed at how well you control because you'll have what 30, 40 or more people in there, however many people in there. Hi, so and so, how are you? And you're talking, hey, it just amazes me your command of that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. Um, People seem to enjoy it. I ask people all the time, like, what do you like about live streams? And they say the interaction. And one, it was probably a kid, but the way they said it was so adorable. They were like, "You're like a TV, but like you talk to me."
You're like a T. Well, and that's really true because, and you mentioned it, there's so much to cover there. You do Faru,
And yeah, I do Faru. People like him. Betsy Sue is my most popular.
Bessie Sue, that's the Trailer Park Girl. Is
Yeah,
Betsy
most
Sue, Trailer
popular.
Park Girl?
And then I do Angie sometimes. I
Right,
do. She's like the New York,
right.
like psycho girl who's like killer
Well,
girl.
Angie's part of, and I wrote it down here, the sociopath and psychopath thing, right?
Yes.
And you want to mention your partner and her name?
So my friend Stephanie Tejada, we do a
Right.
lot of characters together. So we live stream together. We have the show together, and then we also have a podcast, and we've
Yeah, the podcast I have written down here, you're still doing that, is We Don't Give a F podcast. Is that right?
so like we hosted one time as Betsy Sue and Hennessy. That's her character,
Right.
and then Faru and Baru. So we're having a lot of fun with that. We are producing our first live sketch show.
February 15th,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I should get extra points for this. You see how well prepared I am for this one?
Yeah.
February 15th. Tell everybody about that. Big show coming up.
At Skiptown Playhouse. It's going to be a variety show. We're going to do a couple of our sketch characters. So Faru and Baru, Betsy, Sue, and Hennessy, and Rachetta and Angie. And there's also going to be other people doing some stand up. And we're going to have a drag queen act too, and then a
Okay.
music.
Wow.
So I'm excited to do Betsy, Sue, and Hennessy for the first time live, and Faru and Baru. Like we've only done Rachetta and Angie live together before.
Okay.
and we've streamed together as these characters,
Right.
but this time around we're gonna have to have like some like solid, punchlines and stuff,
Yeah.
which like live streaming is all improv.
Right. Well, and I failed to mention, we'll get back to it real quick. Your YouTube channel, just so people know, it is Jaclyn Passaro, and you're up to 30, almost 3,500 subscribers, 438 videos or something, and 586,809 views. That's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
From someone that said, that laughed at me. You laughed at me. No, to be serious for half a second, I don't like to be serious, but you made me feel so happy. It was 8 months ago, and to know that I helped you a little bit, because I just have goodness in my heart, and I feel like you do too,
Yes.
to know that you help someone. And I think like now I saw, and you can elaborate on it, you're now reading stuff from like your diary when you were, what, 8 years old?
Oh, so I found my mom found my diary from when I was 13. So
Oh,
I've
you're
kind of
13. Okay.
sports, but I've also live streamed, doing two live streams, reading like different passages from it and
Yeah.
commenting on it. It didn't do that well, like as far as like viewers go,
Yeah.
but
Well, it's more serious. It's more serious stuff.
yeah, and I tried to be funny with it because it is ridiculous. But I think they enjoy the characters more, and I have more fun with
Yeah.
that because, like, I have more leeway as far as what I say as a character than myself.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have more fun trolling trolls as a
Yeah.
character.
Yeah. I've watched you when somebody says something off the mark,
Yeah.
you will jump right, you will get at them like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
You'll get them. Um, do you have comedians that inspired you? Because one thing we didn't touch on, you've been doing comedy, stand-up comedy for 9 years or 10 years, I think, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So now my question is, comedians that inspired you when you were younger, and then maybe now comedians that you like now.
I would say, as far as like comedians go, I was always more drawn to like like comedic actors or like
Yeah.
more like old school comedy, like Bewitched and Lucille Ball. I'm
Okay.
very much into old school comedy, and I still am. Like, I still enjoy watching classic comedies because the way it was written was how I like to, like, it was a formula. It was three jokes per page. Everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it was, and also just I feel like the comedic actors were so good. Like Dick York was so
I
good.
I I
Loved,
I hate to interrupt you, but I can't believe you mentioned Bewitched.
yeah, I love watching Bewitched. I
Well,
love.
and you just mentioned Dick York. They switched over to another guy, and I didn't like him as much.
I remember as a kid not liking New Darren,
No, I
uh,
didn't like him.
and other people agreed with me. Like, I read articles that when New Darren came, the ratings went down.
Yeah.
So like, I had good taste as a kid. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
could
like Dick York. I like Dick York better too.
way more, and his face was more designed. I feel like for
Yeah,
that.
right, right. Well, I
That
remember what was the Esmeralda, the mother that would
I
pop
loved the
in,
mom. I thought it was so funny when she would just randomly.
pop in. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
But what's kind of neat is because we spent some time together before, you mentioned before that you wanted to be an actress or, but you didn't like the serious stuff. You wanted to do comedy acting.
Yeah, for sure. Personally, I'm not a good dramatic actress. I don't like it.
Right.
So it's hard for me to do stuff like that. I have fun doing comedy stuff. So I
Yeah.
enjoy like, ridiculous characters
Yeah.
and being over the top and getting laughs more than, I mean, there's certain people who can do everything and I can't, that they're very good. They can do drama and they can also be funny, and I just can't.
Well, I'll tell you what, you mentioned characters, and when you do, we talked about last time, and you just did one, I think, recently, Lauren Boebert, and you
Yeah.
do these different characters with the glasses and the, oh my God, it's over the top.
Yeah.
I love it. And you really sell it too.
Yeah, I have fun with Bobert. I feel like Instagram like shadow bans me though, but I feel like people find it entertaining because it's like such a harmless
Yeah,
jet. Like, it's so silly. Like if she were to see that, if I was Bobert and I saw that, I would laugh because it's not being cruel.
right.
Yeah, it's definitely true. I do notice too on live streams when I'm Betsy Sue and I mention Trump, more viewers come in.
Wait a second. What
So
happens? What
more
happens when you
viewers come in. Like if I'm live and I'm like, oh, Trump is going to save us from the Democrats. More viewers come in. And if it's one thing that like people can learn from Trump is that when people hate you, they tune into you more.
Oh yeah, I know all
So like
about that.
who are always like talking about how much they hate Trump,
Right.
they're posting about him more. They're commenting about him
Yeah.
more. So what they're doing is they're giving him more attention and more publicity and more.
Yeah. Oh no, I've got my, just look at me, Jaclyn. I got my share of trolls. People that absolutely hate me. Your teeth look like they were in jail, and hey, old man, going off the porch, you fat old fuck. The shit they say to me.
Oh, they say things to me too, and I don't care. Like it's just so ridiculous. Some of the
Right.
results.
Well, here I have to drag this out since we brought him up. This is a real popular item. This is an actual Donald Trump talking doll that I have.
Oh, those I believe he was selling that. They were selling them during Christmas time. I saw a video of him talking about them.
No, and I have to preface this. I don't own it because I'm a huge fan of Trump. Somebody sent it to me because I fired so many people.
Oh
I'm
goodness.
serious. I'm serious. I don't, and you mentioned it though, just the sheer mention of Donald Trump's name. Half the people are like, you suck, you suck. And other people, obviously the MAGA people, they love you.
They definitely, just in general, I find saying his name on streams brings in both sides
Right.
and that boosts you in the algorithm.
Sure.
And, it's definitely effective. And one thing that I will say from learning from someone like Trump or even Howard Stern, these
Yeah.
trolley type of personalities, they're very effective because when people are triggered, they talk about you more, they share you more.
Yeah.
So it works. It's an effective marketing strategy. I see so many people doing it. And I mean, there's so even someone like Eminem, I would say he got famous for being, even though he's a rapper, he was trolly, like the type of rap songs sometimes he would do,
Right. Right.
very trolly, and it was effective.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I
make
tell you
fun.
what, you really do. And I think the nicest thing that, we send messages back and forth, and you said, I'm having fun.
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely
man, you know what? God bless, because life is short.
definitely.
You don't know when it's going to end. I'm blessed. I thank God for each day. And, just to hear you say I'm having fun, that's just wonderful.
Absolutely.
I pray it continues, that you continue to enjoy doing it, because it just shows what, and anyone that hasn't done it, I'm going to put all the links to Jaclyn's YouTube or Instagram. I don't know what all you're doing. Are you're doing TikTok?
Yeah, I'm still on TikTok.
Okay. And, I don't know if you're doing the OnlyFans, it's still doing the OFTV thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm doing the OFTV
Yeah,
thing.
so I'll include all those links. But if you get a chance, go see this young lady. Not only perform live, but go see her YouTube, where you're in character, Betty Sue. I just love Betsy. Is it Betsy Sue?
Yeah, Betsy Sue.
Oh my God, that because she. Do you? Let me ask you this, because I'm just curious. Do you ever break character?
There's times when a troll will say something funny, or when I'm streaming with Stephanie that I have to like duck my like move my head. Um, for the most part, no. And I don't really break character when I'm solo. No, I mean
No, I,
sometimes,
I watched you because I wanted to. I was just curious because most times I see you're straight on.
yeah.
And you go for a while. You do a half hour or more a lot of times.
Yeah, I'm trying to do an aim for an hour to get those because I want that. So I'm monetized, but I'm not at the 4,000 hour
Okay.
mark.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to do a little bit more because the live streams have helped me get those hours. I mean, I got 55 hours of watch time on Saturday. I mean, I had a great live. I had like over 7,000 people show up. Now, obviously, not at the same time. It was 150 like whatever reoccurring, but like altogether 7,000.
I love your knee. Is that your knee?
Yeah.
Okay. You get me a little giddy. I thought of this joke before we started. Um, because whenever I have a really pretty young lady like yourself on the show, I get a little giddy. I get a little nervous. Okay. And now you're showing me your knee. I'm really getting nervous. But what's the difference between a pretty girl and a sexy girl?
I would
How
say
would I know? Women like that don't talk to me. How would I know, Jaclyn? How would I know? You seen me? Look at my face. Uh, let's get this thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, let me ask you because I'll get serious for a second. In all the years of doing comedy, and we can include your skit stuff you're doing now. Do you have a favorite show that you've done?
I had definitely had fun when I got to do the Laugh Factory. That was fun. It was just kind of because it's a magical energy. The
Okay.
Laugh Factory has a magical like when you're standing on the stage and like just even like being upstairs in the Laugh Factory, it has I don't know. There's like this magic about it.
Okay. And then,
But I also liked performing in New York, and I would probably like I got to do a couple of sets in New York City, and that was really fun because the audiences there love comedy, and there's I feel like they're smarter audiences, and I feel like as an artist you have more freedom. Like they don't get I feel like New York City audiences don't get as offended. But I only did a couple of things, so I don't know
I
if
was going
like
to ask if you change it up, the set, what you're doing in New York versus when you're in California.
no, I don't really. I just pick
Okay.
things out, and most of the time, unless it's a regional thing, I don't say if it's regional, but like most of the time, the jokes that work in California, the like that get the most laughs everywhere else that I've done them.
Okay. Do you want to do a joke? You can do a joke if you'd like.
Okay, I'll do one. I
Do
feel
one.
like when we're growing up, we're taught to be good, like grow up and be like Martin Luther King or Abraham Lincoln. And I don't know about you people, but I don't plan on getting shot.
Yeah, that reminds me of the first time you were on. We talked about your birthday.
Oh
You
yeah.
do a great bit about that.
Yeah.
Real quick, tell your birthday falls the same
So my
as.
birthday is July 9th, and so I share my birthday with OJ Simpson, who he died, but OJ Simpson, Amanda Knox, Jodi Arias, and then there was that guy from a Making a Murder documentary, that popular documentary.
Right.
So all of them were involved in murder trials where they're the defendant.
Right.
So I find that really funny.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people say, that it's unlucky, and you're like, nah, it's on the right side of the. We touched on favorite show, and I mentioned that I am an asshole. Least favorite show.
Say least favorite shows are just like random bar shows where there's nobody there and nobody's paying attention.
Yeah.
And though they serve a purpose and they do like kind of bulletproof you even more, they're not fun. They're like
Right.
bored.
Have you ever had a time where you maybe snapped? And, that's what I'm looking for.
No, I've never snapped on the audience or
No.
mad at them. Maybe like annoyed with them in my head, but I never showed them that I was pissed at them. No.
No, I got to tell you, and again, I don't know you that well. We've only met twice now, and we've shared a batch of messages, few messages. But I don't think you're the kind of young lady I'd like to piss off. And you know what? your facial reactions, you're so good at it when I watch you on the YouTube and your lives. You wouldn't even have to tell someone you're pissed off.
No, I don't. They always know. They do know.
Yeah, I know. I watched our first interview and I couldn't believe how many pregnant pauses there were. They're just pauses where it's like, "Are you going to speak? Speak, goddamn it, speak." I was like, "Oh my God, this is going terrible." Um, I want to make sure to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, thank you.
Not only for coming back, but I asked everyone to over Labor Day or something. I was putting a compilation. I thought, and it wasn't self-serving. Nothing I'm doing is about Scotty T. It's not about your
I
comedy.
I totally get it.
That I just want to help people, and I thought it'd be a neat compilation to put all the comedians I've had on. So it's like when I first interviewed you 8 months ago, I was just getting started in it, and I feel like I've gotten better too. I'm trying to hone my act and be a little better interviewer.
Oh, you're a great interviewer. You like know you do research and know about things.
Well,
So you're
thank you. But no, I seriously want to thank you. But I want to make sure we cover everything. And then you promised, well, I don't know you promised, but I'm hoping you're going to do another Your Comedy Minute for me.
Oh, sure. Of
Well,
course.
let's first make sure we cover everything. I want to make sure we mention the show coming up February 15th. We've got your YouTube channel, The Sociopath and Psychopath, this We Don't Give a F podcast. You are one of the hardest working young ladies. Is there anything else that we got to mention?
Nope, that's it.
We got it. Well, kudos to you. I love you. I think you're fantastic.
Oh,
You you work so hard, and I know that even better things are going to come for you.
oh, thank you.
If you like, maybe we'll catch up in 8 months again.
Okay,
Does that sound good?
good.
Okay. Well, let me do a form introduction. I'll let you do your comedy minute, and I'll let you get back to sleep.
No.
Okay. Here we go. Jaclyn Passaro, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
Okay. So do you want me to talk about something that's
Oh, Jesus God. You can talk. See, let me just break this down for you, Jaclyn. You've been here before. It's called Your Comedy Minute. So that means you can say or do
what?
anything you want. And not only that, it can go 5 minutes if you want.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do, you're my
I
friend.
did really okay. And your audience. Okay. Here's my okay, do
You want me to do another introduction?
no you have I'll start talking. Okay.
Okay.
So we have these characters Faru and Baru. And
Right.
I really based mine off of like a Middle Eastern guy. And some people come on there, probably white people, and they call me racist, right?
Right.
And I tell them I don't care, whatever, like get lost. This is
Right.
not fun. It's just fun and games. Well, Faru and Baru's biggest fans are like 4 or 5 13-year-old girls who live in England and they're Muslim. And they love Faru and Baru. They made them a fan page and they like started they were their default picture and it just is so adorable that like the people who you would think would be offended by them
Right.
enjoy them and get that it's just fun and games. It's so benign. We're not making fun of anyone's religion. Like these are
Yeah.
just goofballs and it's just like silly fun. And so we find it so funny because Faru and Baru say things like, "Oh, we are looking for BBBs, big booty bitches. We are hunting for them," and they repeat these phrases. They'll be like, "Oh, we're looking for BBBs," and I'm like, "Oh my god!" Imagine their parents if they say this to their parents, like, what's a BBB? And then they come out with big booty. Like, I just find it so funny. And then they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, we watch you. I got in trouble for watching you at school." And
Well, and for people that don't know, I saw it last time. You looked like, and you knew it was Fidel Castro. You got like a beard and a mustache, and
Oh yeah, people say different things. They'll call me Tamu Jesus.
yeah, no, it because for people that don't know what you're talking about, you look like Fidel Castro.
Yeah, and it's like such goofy fun. I mean, I based my character off like like being Middle Eastern.
Yes, such a thing. I'm not knowing. I'm new in this country. I pray to Allah why I do not know. Yes, yes. I'm telling you.
So fun, but it's just
Yeah,
so funny to me that these 13-year-old girls love
yeah.
Faru and Faru. Like they love them. It's so funny.
Well, I think that's why, and thank you so much for everything you've done for me. And I think that's why you're having such success is because, one day it's Betsy Sue, the next day it's Faru, and I always say this: people don't know. My mouth is like a magician's hat. You never know what the hell is going to come out of it. And I think that's what you're doing too, and you're killing it.
Yeah. And I have fun with it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm glad I helped you a little bit.
Oh, thank you very
Let me
much.
stop the recording so we can spend a minute or two off the air, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much for everything, Jaclyn. You're the best.
Thank you.